open up on close-up of Nickel, pull back to full shot of Stewart Bell with yellow pad sitting in John's reception office. Oh, there you are. Well, thank you for the opportunity of being able to make this presentation to Nichols Hills Bank people today. We know you're a quality bank, and that's the kind of clients we like to have. John and I will be the only ones present at the presentation, but there are some other people that I would like to certainly give credit due for the work that they have contributed. Dan Murphy, copy and creative man, has to be one of the best in the whole area. We've worked with Dan for over 10 years now, and prior to joining us, he was with McCann Erickson in Houston. Prior to that time, he was with Leo Burnett in Chicago. Some of the headlines you'll be seeing today are the work of Dan Murphy, and I think you'll agree with what I've just told you. Charlie Steelman, commercial artist, has one of the best reputations in town in that field. Charlie is an extremely versatile artist. He can do anything from cartoons to 4-color annual reports with equal ability. And he's helped a lot today on this with the rough layouts that you'll be shortly seeing. Richard Corner is a broadcast man who is not only has experience as a radio station manager, but all through these years he's been involved in audio production. He and John Spence have worked together on literally hundreds of radio spots, TV spots, audio-visual presentations, you name it, they've done them all. We worked with all of these people for years, and I can certainly vouch for the expertise that each one of them has in their own department. Most of you know that some of the fine clients we have been privileged to serve in the past, so we'll just briefly touch on points that substantiate our stature as quality folks in the world of marketing. Alphabetically, these are EPCO, before they sold out to Northwest Energy. Our marketing program for them covered 1,500 service stations in 12 states. When we would have a campaign like this, the ad would appear in newspapers from Minneapolis down to Houston. The tie-in television would run on approximately 26 stations. There would be even more radio stations and about 860 outdoor boards. This is a facsimile of one series of outdoor boards we ran for APCO that won a number of regional and national awards. If you will visualize in the full color, it was that this is solid black lettering. This was their pretty red, white, and blue logo. That was black, all white background, very easily seen. So the unusual style and the unusual copy was what made these boards work well for APCO and work well for us in the awards department. Just going to show you 4 here. The last one was put up, of course, during the time of the international or the Indianapolis 500 races. Moving along now to other areas of APCO. Here is a research project that we did for them with in-depth interviews of 402 people throughout their marketing territory to discern in a better way what their purchasing habits were, and especially in this case it was involved in credit cards. To do all of the media properly that you have just seen here, and of course we're not showing you the television, but there was a lot of it, but you've got to have really good media knowledge. The demographics of your target audience you've got to know. The households you want to reach you've got to know. The gross rating points and drive times on audio, and obviously the cost per thousand you've got to know. And to select the best buys for that client for whatever product or service he is selling. Speaking of outdoor advertising, this probably looks familiar to you. This is a board that John put up on about across the street from the Split T down there about 2 years ago, and I think everybody in town sees it, and it's a very good looking. It's one of the outstanding outdoor boards in town. Back to our other clients that we've handled. Here's an ad we did for Griffins. Essentially the same type of marketing approaches as APCO were used in the handling of the Griffin client. But in this instance, we were selling waffle syrup, preserves, coconut, and other food products in roughly an area from Omaha on down to South Texas. Here again, the media buys and the knowledge of what station to go on, when to go on, what radio to use, all of that tied into making that a successful program. Here is an ad. John Spence is the account supervisor, of course, on McEldowney McWilliams, and they're celebrating their 75th anniversary, and I'm sure you've seen a great deal of their work running in the Journal Record and other publications around the city. Naturally, you're more interested in our experience in the financial field. Just as a starter, we were agency of record for the First National Bank for 17 years, back in the heyday of that bank. We must have been doing something right because of the numerous previous agencies. The record to hold the account had been 6 years. As you can well imagine, representing a bank of that size required a lot of marketing facets other than the regular consumer advertising and radio, television, the other mass media. We had to work closely and know about projects that involved the trust department, several projects we worked on. We did a series of ads for the correspondent bank department, always on the inside front page, front cover of the Oklahoma Banker magazine. We worked on projects for the national department. Other things that we did for the starting of their little infant computer department that eventually came out with some programs for selling to other banks auto loan software. We worked with Ted Shaw back in those days and into what evolved and was spun off as First Data. Same thing was true when they tapped Bill Alexander to set up their insurance company. They had a lot of cash in those days, believe it or not, a whole lot of cash. And Bill conceived of this idea of putting interest-free, non-interest bearing CDs in banks in Anadarko or Ardmore or wherever in return for getting that bank's credit life. It grew like Topsy, and it is now known as First Life Assurance Company. The important point we'd like to make here, though, is this. All the while that we were handling the big bank of the state, First National, we were also at the same time successfully handling several banks of much smaller size and making sure that they got the same dedication of effort as we would give to anybody. For example, when we acquired Citizens National Bank in Muskogee, they had deposits of somewhere between $30 and $35 million. The same thing is true of American National in Lawton. It gave us the same pleasure to be a part of their growth in their situation as working with the biggies. And incidentally, here's one that John Spence has worked on with the bank in El Reno and has been a very successful client for a number of years. Hi, John.
Oh, hi, Stu. Come on in.
As you can see, McSpence is busy at his Macintosh finishing the work on the proposed budget. How's it going?
Well, it's going great. I think the budget's right on target for the folks at Nichols Hills Bank.
Great. John wears many hats in our business, but of course his biggest recognition has come from the many Addy Awards he has received in years past. 12 such awards our agency received in just one great year for us. And John was certainly a main man behind about half of those particular awards. Then, of course, you will remember when Enterprise Square was opened. Brother Spence produced a 9-projector, 3-screen audio-visual shown at the prestigious grand opening dinner, honoring the major contributors to the Enterprise Square project at Oklahoma Christian College. One more quickie. Spence's continuing work on behalf of the Oklahoma Department of Commerce. This is just a sample of a 12-projector multimedia presentation shown to new prospective industries when they visit Oklahoma regarding site locations. Roll 'em, CB.
We've always had in Oklahoma: the energy, natural resources, productive labor force, lower living costs, and a good business climate. If after you've had a chance to visit our state and see for yourself what we have to offer, then you'll know the many reasons why we can proudly say, you're doing fine, Oklahoma. Oklahoma, okay.
So that covers what we've done. Now we're down to what we propose to do for your fine bank. Like all clients, you have specific goals and you have specific strengths. And financial strength is definitely the basis of our proposal. We'd like to give you our rationale of the marketing program, especially designed to do just that job for you. Let's go back to the letter with the nickel at the top. This is a suggested letter to be put in the hands of every bank employee right at the start of the new year. We think you'll agree that the wording of this letter sums up in a concise way just what this is really about. Now here's the letter.
A shiny, brand new nickel to represent the many bright opportunities that the new year offers Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company. Never before has such a wealth of factors worked to our benefit. While many of our competitors have changed names, changed management, or perhaps face uncertain futures, Nichols Hills Bank enters 1987 with a strong, stable capital structure and local ownership, strengths that bank customers are seriously seeking. That's why, beginning this month, you will see the first of an exciting new advertising campaign targeted to both new customers who live or work in our area and to increase business from present customers. Specifically, these ads will highlight 1. Safety and security. As stated, this is the first thing that concerns today's bank customer and a concern that our bank is uniquely qualified to fulfill. Much emphasis will be placed upon this particular aspect. 2. Local ownership and management. We're no branch bank. We're the home office, able to give faster answers and work with the customer on a more personal basis. 3. Money to make loans. We have ample funds available to make many types of loans at reasonable rates, so long as the money is utilized for a worthwhile purpose. 4. Consumer-oriented. Sure, we cherish our bigger commercial accounts, but our new campaign will be placing emphasis on the consumer's needs too. Several such special programs are already being assessed and will be formulated to attract more consumer accounts. To do all of this means a substantial investment, not only in money, but in the necessary time by management and marketing people within the bank. Still, there is one final link in the chain that most consistently connects this entire program to maximize its success. You. Yes, as you see this new marketing plan progress, we know you'll join in the excitement and accomplishments that are made possible by playing your own particular part. Sometimes that might mean bringing in a friend or relative to become a customer, or it may mean cross-selling a present customer to a service he or she is not yet using. But always, it means a smile. And you've got plenty to smile about. Playing your own important part of a truly quality bank, offering quality services with quality personal attention. Yours for great growth in '87, G.T. Blankeship Chairman, Homer Paul President.
Well, Stu, you think that's a wrap?
I think that's a wrap.
It's a bright new day. Local ownership and management with proven safety and security. Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company. We're here to stay safe and secure. Why deal with a branch or even a branch of a branch? Come to the bank that will never leave you out on a limb. Nichols Hills Bank. We're here to stay safe and secure. Buckle up with the bank who always stays on the right side of the financial road. Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company. We're here to stay safe and secure. Come to the bank where you get more than face value. You get over 125 years of our best service. Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company. We're here to stay safe and secure. Come to the bank where you get more than face value. You get over 125 years of our best service. Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company. We're here to stay safe and secure. If your bank won't give you the time of day, maybe it's time you wound up at ours. Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company, Avondale and Northwestern. We're here to stay safe and secure. Surround yourself with over 60 of the area's best when you bank with us at Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company. Try us on for size. We're here to stay safe and secure. In the world of financial questions today, the best answer is to have a firm connection with a bank having its own continuous growth and success. Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company. 13 years of continuous growth and success are a sound, sure way to judge a bank of today. Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company. We're here to stay safe and secure. Trust. The dictionary defines it as total confidence in the integrity, ability, and good character of another. At Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company, it's our name, and we're proud of it. You deserve a banker who works as hard to make your money grow as you did to make it. Ken Lawton. At Nichols Hills Bank and Trust Company, Ken Lawton is ready to work for you.